While this may just look like an ordinary old laptop, it's actually a workstation laptop that is also old. It's an HP ProBook 6470B and it's got more ports than my own personal laptop. Now, to be more precise, I have an Asus laptop from 2020. I bought it like at the start of 2020 for 750 bucks, brand new, from the store, and it's like a bit thinner than this, but it also is a bit thick. I'd say it's about this thick, my personal laptop. So this laptop has an Intel Core i5 3220M dual core processor, so Minecraft should work just fine because Minecraft is more single-threaded. It has a DVD-RW drive, two USB 2.0 ports. At least yeah, they're 2.0 ports. An SD card slot FireWire. I'm not sure if it's 400 or 800, but it's definitely FireWire. This is the charging port, and I just noticed this yesterday. On the back you have VGA, Ethernet, and even, well, Ethernet RJ45, and this good old phone connector, which is maybe not available, or just gotta take it out. Well, yeah, I'll try prying that out later, see if there's actually anything there. Oh, another fun fact. Taking off this battery is not hard at all. That was the easiest thing I've probably done for a laptop, other than just wiping dust off its display. And another fun thing, you can add a SIM card into this. And this laptop also supports 2 batteries. It says in Windows 10, and it also says it can support the SIM card. Yes, this laptop can run Windows 10, thank God, because Windows 10 is pretty useful for old machines. This laptop used to have Windows 8. Oh yeah, I don't know what this is for, but you have some sort of expansion. This is probably storage expansion. I wouldn't say a battery would definitely be useful if you put it in here. Probably some storage expansion, or maybe some sort of adapter. But this is currently in there. There's no sort of adapter. This is just to prevent dust from getting in and damaging anything in here. Well, not really damaging, but you know, wearing it out. On the other side, we have another USB 2.0 port, eSATA. None of my computers have that. Mini display port, same thing. And this is the big exhaust. Oh, I've put my hand here just to feel how much heat is coming out of here. It's a lot. It's a lot of heat coming out of this laptop. This laptop is obviously more powerful than my MacBook Air from 2012. With good reason. It is humongously thick compared to my MacBook. I use Roblox as a benchmark for old computers because it's not that hard, you know, to get it running on a machine. But this laptop definitely does a better job. The display on this laptop is slightly bigger, and it's 1600 by 900. And if I measured it correctly, it's around 14 inches. So bare minimum 13 inches screen, maximum 15 inches. So I'd say around 14 inches if I was doing the math right, while measuring right. You have a bunch of LEDs on the front that tell you various things. One is if you have Wi-Fi turned on, so you have physical buttons to turn on or off your Wi-Fi right here. Another button if you just want to open up your primary browser, so that's kind of neat. And see if you want to turn off, you want to mute all sounds immediately. It's an HP ProBook. Very cool. It's got an Intel Core i5. I still don't know what this is. Apparently it could be some sort of fingerprint scanner, but I'm not sure because I've not even gotten the chance to use it because I don't know how. There, you can tell there's a bunch of there's a bunch. I think these are intakes. Yeah, on this side is the exhaust. These are the intakes. These, I'm not sure, but I think these are the speakers. Similar to my laptop, but on my laptop it's in the corners, while on here it's more close to the middle. I like the fact the lid closes like this, you know, because it makes sure it doesn't open like by itself. Oh yeah, that it's not budging at all. That's impressive for how old it is. Not even budging, not one bit. What else do I like about this laptop? Oh no. Let's go to the parts about this laptop I don't like. So I was hoping there might be a chance to use this DDR4. I was wrong. Luckily it's not DDR2, it's DDR3. How much does this computer have? How much RAM does this computer have? Well, not a lot. It has 4 gigabytes. A single stick. So single channel, 4 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. I've been browsing the web. Amazon is very expensive. eBay, I have to pay for, like, you know, the fact that it's outside of my region, not country, but entire region, my entire continent. It's outside of it's outside of Europe, so I have to pay import charges, which I'm not looking forward to. I looked at Wish, and yeah, Wish wasn't doing it either. Wish has a bunch of overpriced tech of questionable quality. Then I looked at AliExpress, and I saw some pretty good prices for 2 8 gig SODIMM sticks. Unfortunately, the CPU, while it can run 32 gigs of RAM, it said on Windows 10 it only has 2 slots. So unless the motherboard in this computer and the CPU, I should probably check later, can support 16 gigs, 2 16 gig sticks of DDR3, which apparently are like server type of RAM. It's a server type of RAM to only have 16 gigs. I'll probably only get to upgrade this to 16 gigs, but I will open it one day to check inside to see, does it actually have 2 slots, or is Windows being drunk again? So yeah, same amount of slots as my computer, but it is very heavy. This is definitely heavier than the MacBook Air. It was very heavy, but now it's light for some reason. Like yesterday, maybe because I was tired, but it felt heavy. It still does feel very heavy with one hand, of course. But the good part, ooh, it's pretty rigid. Is there any keyboard flex? Hold on, I'll check if there's any keyboard flex. There's slight keyboard flex, but I'm impressed because that's just plastic. So plastic actually not bending as much as I thought it would. You know, for plastic at least, it's not bending that much. This plastic is bending less than the metal on the MacBook Air, but you know, that laptop is thinner than this one, but this is pure plastic. The good part is this top lid, this is pure metal. So is this metal on here. Also, this opens up a lot. Watch this. Whoa! That's impressive. That's really impressive for such an old laptop. My MacBook goes to something like this. My main machine is somewhere around there too. So this being able to go all the way back and a little extra, not bad. Look at that. Yeah, look, you can set it on a table and you'd still have a little bit of hinge room left. Yeah, it's completely flat, sort of, but you can't see, my bad. So it's pretty good. Let's boot it on. Luckily it has an SSD inside. Let's check together what kind of SSD. It was too late. I was wanting to go to the BIOS, but it booted up quick, huh? For an old laptop especially. There we go. That's me. User 1. What a great name I picked. Look at this background. It's just a mountain. So this laptop definitely is better for like, you know, more heavy stuff. Maybe programming, but I wouldn't. Maybe. But it's definitely good for light gaming, maybe even watching movies, because, I mean, 1600 by 900, that is pretty close to 1080p, and it doesn't look that bad either. While, yes, the monitors at my school, 1650 by 1050, 1680 by 1050 is way closer to 1080p than this laptop. 1600 by 900 is definitely better. So this laptop has a higher resolution screen than my mom's laptop, but it is in a different form factor, definitely. This is a bit more of a taller screen, you know. And the top bezel is gargantuan. And another sad part that I just now realized that I forgot about, there's no camera. There's generally no camera, or there's something covering the camera, but yeah, that's just a plastic piece for where the camera should be. So there might have been an option for there to be no camera, you know, or by default there's no camera. I'm not sure. All I know is there's no camera on this laptop. Let me search for the camera app. And look, we can't find your camera. Check to be sure it's connected and installed properly, that it isn't being blocked by antivirus software. And that your camera driver is up to date. There's a physical switch on the button for the camera. Make sure it's switched. Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely not this. If you need it, here's the code. No cameras attached. So yeah, that's a shame. There's no camera on this. Another weird part. My main computer has a worse camera than my mom's old computer. A worse camera. How is that possible? Mine's like 480p, my mom's old laptop is 720p. And hers definitely has less noise. Well, yes, the colors and contrast are worse. That can be fixed in post, but when there's a lot of noise and low resolution, that takes more time to fix. But let's open Task Manager real quick. Oh, Task Manager. So the good part, having two batteries would definitely be very useful, in my opinion. Also, the Intel i5 3320M, sorry, not 3220M, I deceived you, 3320M, has a pretty good speed. Theoretically, base clock is 2.60 gigahertz on all of the two cores. So that means this laptop, theoretically speaking, this laptop might have better multi-core performance than my mom's Intel i7 3517U. Don't take my word on it, I'm just guessing. But this laptop is very much, definitely, I can confirm this, I did the comparison. This laptop is faster than my MacBook Air, which makes sense, since the MacBook Air CPU 3317U in i5 is 1.7 gigahertz on dual cores, while this is 2.6. I don't know about you, but this is 0.9 gigahertz fast, the base clock. So virtualization is disabled. It has Hyper-V supports, says yes. L1 cache is 128 kilobytes. L2 cache is half a megabyte. And L3 cache is 3 megabytes. The funny part is that the school computers were allowed to tear down don't have L3 cache. This CPU, a laptop that is probably like 5 years newer than their old desktops, does have L3 cache. Now the good part about having L3 cache is, you know, you have bigger pieces of data that your smaller L1 and L2 caches can't handle, because it would be like, you know. That can handle more data at the same time. It's similar speeds to RAM, but this is definitely still faster because it's directly on the CPU, so it doesn't have to travel back and forth on the board. But to be fair, the board probably isn't huge, considering the size of this laptop is a bit bigger than a MacBook, but way thicker than a MacBook. What am I gonna do? I probably should have done this at the start. There's slightly better lighting, because now that isn't going to ruin the video as much. There we go. So like I said, we do have an SSD on here, which the name is such a mouthful that I'm probably going to have cardiac arrest of sorts by the end of reading it. MTFDDAK128MAM-1J1. So the 128, if you couldn't tell, is 128 gigabytes. So this laptop doesn't have that much storage for a computer at least. So 128 gigabytes of storage. Luckily it's an SSD, so it won't be too nightmarish. If you want to remove some files, put it elsewhere. But my MacBook also has 128 gigs of flash storage. Now flash storage is slower than SSD storage. Now, why am I mentioning this? Well, because on MacBook, you can't really upgrade stuff without having to struggle, like, a lot, soldering and stuff. Well, this laptop, looking at the bottom here, well, yes, the screws are under these rubber feet. Well, it's not even rubber feet. Actually, no, yeah, there's screws under the rubber feet. Well, that is annoying when you have to put it back on. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay for when you want to upgrade it, because it uses normal Phillips head screws, not some weird screws that the MacBook uses. Alright, I was just on a call with my dad who was asking why his AdBlue is so low, which makes no sense, because his workplace apparently filled it up, but somehow it's low already. So, yeah, like I was talking, SSD name, yeah, the MacBook Air having proprietary screws that they made themselves is dumb. It is just dumb. Like, come on, I bought the device. Shut up and let me use it. Let me do what I want to it. I want to destroy my MacBook. Sure, I'll go ahead, but how does that help me? It doesn't. But if I want to, I could. So yeah, like I said, down here, you can focus. There we go. It says slots 1 out of 2. So it's single channel DDR3 4 gigs. And it's running at... That's strange. I've never had a problem where it doesn't say the speed of the RAM. Well, that's a great sound to hear. So hardware reserved is like 137 megabytes of RAM. That's not bad, but considering we only have 4 megabytes, yeah, that's pretty bad. So it doesn't even say what kind of RAM it is. It just says 4 gigabytes DDR3, that's all. So, weird. We have currently around half a gigabyte of cache. So, surprisingly, Windows 10 having nothing open in the background, nothing that, is seen normally that's open in the background. We only have 2.4 gigs available, so that's not a lot of RAM to work with. Well, the MacBook Air, I'd say the MacBook has pretty good software optimization. Considering that MacBook has a worse CPU, worse cooling because it's so small, it's definitely more problematic compared to this. And I force the fan on the MacBook to spin all the time, as fast as possible, 6,500 RPM. It doesn't cool it down that much, maybe 5 to 10 Celsius compared to its normal 3,000 RPM that it's for some reason running at when it's at 80, 90 Celsius. Well, this definitely has a better fan. It definitely struggles with the software. Windows 10, while it is good, like I mentioned earlier, it definitely is a problem. But I'm not really a Linux user because I still like the Windows 10 sort of, homepage and everything, how everything looks. It is a problem for older software, or hardware, sorry. Now, what kind of Wi-Fi card are we dealing with here? The Broadcom. Okay, it's definitely not a new Wi-Fi adapter because it says it has ABGN. It says the connection type is 802.11n. Is that my IP address? No. So let me Google 802.11n Wi-Fi type. You know, I think it's, before I hit enter, I think that's Wi-Fi 5. Is it Wi-Fi 5? Hold on. It doesn't say Wi-Fi 5 or 6. What is it? What are you, buddy? 4? No, that doesn't sound right. It says it supports both 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. So that's not bad. You know, I haven't had many problems with the Wi-Fi card. I have to say the speakers sound pretty good too, for an old laptop at least. And the fact that, I forgot to mention this on the ports section earlier, it has a dedicated microphone port and a dedicated headphone jack. So that's pretty convenient. So if you have like a separate microphone, you don't need to get some of those USB adapters people usually buy for this. You know, for newer laptops at least. So that's a very good start, you know? Well, this is very good in my opinion. I've used it yesterday, like evening. I've used it while I was in bed. Battery charges fast in like an hour. It lasted me a little over 2 hours before I started filming this video. I still haven't charged it. So like, I went downstairs with this laptop, fully charged 100%. I played, I just messed around with it, web browsing. Then I had lunch. I left this laptop, you know, lid closed, so it was in sleep mode. Then I started doing some Roblox gaming. Yes, I know that sounds strange. Roblox, why am I playing Roblox? But it runs well on this machine, so I just decided to goof around on it. I played for a couple of hours, like 2-3 hours. It's still on. And I didn't use like, oh, best batteries for so the screen is darker, performance sucks. I used better battery, and then after a while I was like, you know what? I want to have a little bit more performance. So I set it to better performance. I used it like that for a bit, and then, you know, the automatic 50% charge reached, and it turned on best battery. So I just decided to leave it on best battery for a little bit. Then I turned it off to go back to better battery. Sorry, I'm just rambling. And it's still on better battery at 18%. The good part is Windows 10 tells me, like, if I had 2 batteries, it tells you, okay, this battery has 18% and in use. So I'm guessing if I had another battery, it would say not in use. Oh, that was a car. It would say not in use, while the other one would be in use. So, what is my conclusion? Other than the fact that I probably should have turned on the lights while filming, because this would have looked better. Yeah. Next time I film a video down here, I'll turn on this light and turn off that one, because this looks definitely good. So, my conclusion about this laptop, well, workstation laptop, I'm still not sure if it is one, but I'm guessing, my theory is that it is a workstation laptop because it's called ProBook. Should be a workstation laptop. I'd say it's good. And why do I say it's good for such a thick device? Well, if you want to manage your, if you have a bunch of storage devices, or networking, for example, this would be a good, hard drive manager. Well, not hard drive manager, but it'd be good if you had like a bunch of drives, just like an entire server of drives, and you need a computer to manage it all. This would definitely do the trick. Consider the fact you can just add another battery when another battery isn't in use. You can just remove a battery, charge that one, and put another one in here. Simple, easy, convenient too. And the fact that it has FireWire 400, 800, one of those, is convenient because there was such a thing with FireWire where you connected it to a computer, and then that hard drive would have another FireWire port where you could connect it to another hard drive and another, and it would just endless cycle until you ran out of money to buy more hard drives and FireWire cables. that would have been great if USB kept that going. Because USB is miles faster than FireWire. Ever could be. Speculating again. But yeah, that was a neat trick FireWire could do, I gotta say. Connecting more hard drives in link just like that, being able to access them through one port is way better than having to get a USB hub, because you don't have enough USB hubs. Also, the fact this laptop has each SATA, pretty nice. Same goes for mini DisplayPort, because that can carry audio by default. Also, look at this. I forgot what it's called. No, a Kingston lock. There we go, I remembered. Kingston lock. Now, I don't like... Is this VGA? No, yeah, this is definitely VGA because of the icon. So, VGA, kind of cringe, honestly. But, yeah, it is an option if you don't have any DisplayPort like me. But, yeah. I like it. I like this laptop. It's funny because I have a really good personal computer, 32 gigs of RAM, AMD Ryzen 5 3500U, GTX 1050 plus Vega 8 graphics, dual channel RAM by the way. It's a great computer and it's got dual monitor setup, aka a laptop monitor, and a pretty good Lenovo monitor. Is it Lenovo? Yeah, I think it's Lenovo. Yeah, Lenovo monitor. But yeah, as good as that is, I really like these types of computers too. Because they're like, you know, you have a bunch of ports like I just mentioned. That's very convenient. And I gotta say, the DVD drive might actually come in handy because none of my computers have a DVD drive. And I don't have one of those USB to DVD drives thingies. So yeah, I love this HP laptop. I have another HP laptop from my brother. It doesn't work because I sacrificed its parts to improve my laptop, main laptop. The Chewy computer is also good, but that is definitely more for multi-core sort of things, not Minecraft, which is single core, because the processor is 1.1 gigahertz, but it is a quad-core processor. It's an Intel Celeron. It's not upgradable, yet it does have more RAM than this, and it's faster too. But the MacBook Air is also good, but thermal throttling is a no-go. Plus, I think it got hot. It got so hot one time that it damaged the chassis. The battery is starting to get bigger. The battery in this laptop is from 2013. And it still works better than the one in that MacBook. But granted, this battery is ginormous, so all I can say is it's great. I love this thing. Okay. Enough blabbering how much I love this laptop. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'm definitely gonna make more videos on this computer. Bye.